Okay, this thing on? Is anybody here? How are you today, everybody? Welcome to TWB Traveling with Bruce. Oh my, it's been some time. Nice to have you all with me tonight from wherever you are. Sorry about the glare up there. I got this massive dome. What can I say? Um, welcome one and all to the show. Hang on a second. My cousin chooses now to talk to me. Call you after. Oh my goodness. Sorry, folks. I never know. There we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to December the 30th, 2024, the second last day of another year. In a couple of days, we enter 2025. And in 2025, I will have joined you by August. It'll be 8 years. 8 years that I've been doing this channel from very humble beginnings. I'm not that active on this channel these days, as you well know, but we are traveling to Rancho Mirage and plotting other venues after that. So hopefully we'll have more content coming up in the not too distant future. We'll see. Thank you all for being with me from earliest days on. Some of you have been with me for 5, 6, 7 years. And it's been a pleasure to meet some of you in various places, whether it's California or whether it's New Jersey or New York, or whether we've met overseas. It's just been a delight. Thank you all. Today, I thought what I would do is give you a little bit of cruise news. I don't have that much for you. I did hear some. I heard some downer news, which I don't like to broadcast. I really don't want to talk about downer news, but I did find out some info from Norwegian, and then I got a cruise for you to talk to you about, and then I got some memory lane stuff to share with you about the early days of this channel. So stick around, and I pulled up some photos from my library of photos over the years, and I'll share them with you, and see what you think about those. Welcome all to the program. Jen and I are getting ready to take off. This is Monday, so on Wednesday, day after tomorrow, New Year's Day, we are traveling. Happy to say we're on an airplane. We're heading to Palm Springs, California for our winter getaway. We will be spending time until May in Rancho Mirage, which is a couple of communities over from Palm Springs, California, right next to Palm Desert, California, where we've hung out. We've rented a condo just across the street from last year's condo, but across the street is another city, and that's Rancho Mirage. The golf course we're going to versus the one we were at, built at the same time frame, around 1979, 1980. The condos that were built around both of these country clubs, identical. They're identical condos by the same builder. So back in the 79, 80, 81 range, there was massive construction going on in the desert to build out golf courses and condos around them. And of course, today I would say there are 130 plus golf courses in the Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage, Indian Wells, La Quinta Gross area. Maybe a 20-mile stretch of land from east to west. It is the golf world. It's the center of the golf world, actually. There are probably more golf courses per capita there than I think anywhere else. And of course, from about October until May, tons of folks come in to go golfing. And then there are people like myself at my age who come on down for a good chunk of the winter to avoid the cold weather and enjoy California. And so that's what Jen and I will do. We're looking forward to that. Thank you all for popping in to say hi tonight. If you can hit the thumbs up button when you're here, please do. Say hi to me. Tell me where you're watching me from. Where are you? As I say, we're in Calgary for a couple more days, 48 more hours, and we're out of here. And we're down in Rancho Mirage. So next week when I visit with you, it'll be from California. We're very much looking forward to our trip down south, indeed. just to give you an idea of what this looks like. This is an aerial shot here of Palm Desert looking west towards Palm Springs. The mountain in the background there, to the left side of the photo, that's a mountain known as San Jacinto, and this is Monterey Country Club, and just 400 or 500 yards down the fairway and a couple of blocks over is Rancho Mirage, and that's where we are going to be with this very similar terrain and very similar look, where we have the pools that are sort of community swimming pools with these spa tubs around, and we'll be looking forward to we'll be very much looking forward to enjoying those as well. So that gives you a little peek as to what we're going to be surrounded by, and we're very much looking forward to the blue sky, predominantly blue sky that we will be given. So there you go. I got some news today. Well, I came across this news. It's been out a couple of days now, but I guess Norwegian is at it again. And when I say at it again, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about these increases in fees, these upcharges that these guys are notorious for. Not necessarily, it's not a good thing. If you're a shareholder of Norwegian, you're hoping they do this. You're hoping that they raise cash flow and bring in more money. The problem is for cruisers. You're talking about a cruise line that is not a 6-star or a 5-star cruise line. You're talking about a 4-star cruise line, which is okay. It's certainly not a 3-star, 2-star budget, El Cheapo. But Norwegian has never been famous for high-end cruising. They've been famous for reasonably priced cruising. The problem is that the cruising fares aren't the problem nowadays for folks who use Norwegian cruise lines. The problem with Norwegian for first-time cruisers, up until you become a top-of-the-line loyalty program cruiser, is that you have to pay your way to get up to the top through multiple trips, and every trip you take now has got surcharges and tipping fees and all kinds of charges added on. And it has become, for some folks, just too much. And I guess I can safely say, depending on your budget, if you can afford a cruise on a 5-star cruise line like Holland America or Cunard or Celebrity, at those levels, or you can afford Azamara, and Azamara, I might even go higher. That might be a 5.5-star line. But if you can go up to these 3 lines, Cunard, Holland America, Celebrity, if you can afford those, you're quickly going to skip going on a Norwegian cruise ship, because by the time you figure out how much you have to pay for everything you want to do on a Norwegian ship, you're going to find that you're better off just paying a higher entry fee and going for a 5-star cruise line, and you end up paying the same amount of money. As a matter of fact, you might pay less to go into an all-inclusive kind of a cruise than going Norwegian, period. Now, if you're definitely thinking about Norwegian Haven Club, you want to go into the Haven Club, which is their high end, you're going to pay 5.5-star, 6-star prices. Now you have to ask yourself, do you want to be on a big ship with 3,000-4,000 passengers, but in your own enclave, or would you rather be on a 6-star, 500 passenger, 600 passenger, maybe a Viking cruise ship, 900 passenger ship, all first class passengers? How do you want to play this game? Now, I understand that if you've got children and you're a mom and dad with almost teenagers, 11 to 15-year-olds, 10 to 15-year-olds, going on a big ship is a big deal because it gives them a lot to do during sea days, and it gives mom and dad that alone time in the haven to just hang out with, the butler service, the concierge service, the upgrades, the blah, blah, blah. Sure, makes sense to me. The kids are staying with you in a suite. You're paying the bucks, but the kids have a big ship thing to do. This works also with Royal Caribbean. If you're going to go on Royal Caribbean with teenagers, hey, you rent the nice suite, maybe a 2-story unit if you got that kind of money, and the kids can hit the ship all day long, and you don't see them for hours. Oh, fantastic! They're going on the wave machine, the wave runner, the water slides, the rock climbing walls, the roller rink, the ice skating rink, depending on which one's in operation. Go, kids, go. That makes all the sense in the world. But if you're like me and you're now in your 60s, soon to be your 70s, you don't want any children anywhere. You really don't want to be around kids. You want to have a quiet, relaxing cruise because you don't need to be clubbing, and you don't need to be in bumper cars, and you don't need to be in front of video game arcade machines. It's just you and grandma. Then, of course, the Haven Club on Norwegian might be for you, but you might not leave that area. It might be quite okay to be on a Royal Caribbean ship on the higher end suites, and you come down to where the common folk are to go to a restaurant here and there, do a little walkabout, but then go back up to your quiet area. And or you're seeing, of course, entertainment on these bigger ships that bigger ships provide. But if you love a quiet, high quality cruise, all inclusive, and you don't want to be nickel and dimed, you're not going Norwegian. You're definitely going to go on Viking. You're going to go Azamara, which is all in. You might go Cunard with a higher class booking, and a lot is already included. A couple of things to give you an idea about what's happening now. You may remember, for some of you who are now over 50, you probably know that 10 and 15 years ago, if you would have gone on any cruise line, but starting with Norwegian, these guys started this freestyle dining phenomena where you could pick the restaurant you want, and you didn't have to go just to the main dining room. You could go to the steakhouse, or you could go to the Asian restaurant, you could go to the Italian only restaurant. Well, back in the day, not too long ago, 12, 14, 15 years ago, this is now 2025 coming up, back in 2010, 2005, you would have been able to go into the steakhouse for $10, maybe $15 a person cover charge to get into the steakhouse and order whatever the heck you want. Because the philosophy at that time was pretty simple. It basically said, hey, we know that your cruise includes all meals anyway, like it always has on cruise ships. Cruising used to include all your meals anywhere on the ship: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the buffet, the restaurant, the barbecue pit on the pool deck if they had something like that, the snack area, any diners they had. It included your room service. Enjoy. And so the thinking was back in 2005, 2010, hey, look, you've paid for dinner in your fare, but your dinner tonight is going to be in the steakhouse. It's $15 additional per person. And so you paid the $15 each, and you ordered a filet mignon, or you ordered a New York strip, or you ordered a ribeye, and you ordered the sides, and you ordered the dessert, and you had a wonderful first-class meal. Alcohol was additional, like it would be anyway. And it was all right. And if you went to the Italian restaurant, it was $5 or $10 additional. If you went to the Asian restaurant, it was maybe $10 more. I remember in the early days, I was sailing with Jen. It would be 2010, 11, 12. Princess Cruises, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian. It would be $10 for the Italian restaurant and $20 or $25 for the steakhouse. But if you could get yourself a top quality cut filet mignon with the hollandaise sauce on the side, and all really nice, well, you paid it maybe one time on a 7-night cruise. Let me tell you what's going on now. Things have changed since COVID, and since Norwegian and Carnival and Celebrity, or Royal Caribbean, since those three major cruise lines and everybody else who was in the cruise business, they were shut down for a year and a half. There was almost no sailings anywhere. And these guys had to borrow billions of bucks to keep their ships afloat, to wait out the pandemic, to get back into business. Well, here we are with higher interest rates in the last 2 years. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4% interest rates before the pandemic, we're now into mortgages 7.5%, car loans 8 to 10%, depending on your credit. If it's a lousy credit, you're paying 12 to 15% for a car loan today. And inflation is much higher. And so you've got Carnival and Norwegian and Royal Caribbean scrambling to generate as much revenue as they can from their customers. And in Norwegian's case, they have a fleet of ships that are aging very quickly, like anyone else, and they got to replace their ships, and they've got to bring in as many dollars as possible to afford the next wave of cruise shipping. And here we go. If you want to go into their cheapest restaurant, other than what's free, okay, the buffet is free. The main dining room, I don't even know if they are offering main dining rooms on their new ships anymore. They may not even offer them anymore. But whatever you can get for nothing is still there. And it's less than ever before. But if you want to go into basically just the barbecue restaurant, the Pincho or Mexican restaurant or their Italian restaurant, their fee now per person is $40. You want to have spaghetti and meatballs in the Italian restaurant? You want to have a pizza? You want to have some rigatoni or whatever? $40 each is the cost of that specialty restaurant. You want to go in for the barbecue ribs and whatever? $40 is the surcharge starting now, Jan 1. You want to move up a little higher into the Brazilian or the Asian or what's known as Food Republic or the sushi restaurants on board Norwegian ships, start paying $50 a person. Oh, and I forgot something. The mandatory tip fee, which I believe is 20% on anything on Norwegian, is added onto that. So it's $50 plus $10, $60 a person to go into a specialty dining restaurant to get barbecue. Okay. Are you kidding me? Now, the high end, they call this the high end restaurants, the steakhouse, the teppanyaki, French restaurants, and the seafood restaurants. The higher end, they call those the higher end restaurants. They now are going to charge a cover charge of $60 a passenger plus tip. That's $72 each, $144 a couple to walk in the front door of the steakhouse. Goodbye Norwegian is my motto. I'm not going on a Norwegian cruise. Are you kidding me? 20% tip charges on all drinks, any other services. The room tipping fee for your room steward is $20 a day. You don't see them anymore. Like, they only come around once a day. They don't even change the sheets every day anymore. These guys are pricing themselves out of the low-end cruising business. They're trying to charge 5 and 5.5 star prices by offering a 4-star product. This isn't going to work. I think Norwegian is in financial trouble, and they're not saying it, but they're doing it with all of these upcharges. It is absolutely insane. Apparently, they used to have a free at sea deal where, depending on the kind of cabin you had, you'd be able to add what is called a free at sea package, which would be a flat charge depending on how long the cruise was. And this used to include your Wi-Fi, some specialty dining, your drink packages, and also some short excursion credits. They're phasing it out. They're replacing it with something called More at Sea, which is much more itemized and is specialized for the length of your cruise. So if you're going on a 3-day cruise or less, you only get one specialty dining pass in 3 days, included in your More at Sea package. If you want to go for, say, a 7-day cruise, you might get 2 or 3 specialty dinings out of 7 nights, and so on. And these have gone way up in price. They're far more expensive. and you get less for the money. Again, it's a price increase. However you want to disguise it, it's a price increase. But it's so obvious with these cover charges for most of the dining establishments on Norwegian. You now pay extra for, starting at $40. Wow, that is really something. So you got a family of four. You're not going to the barbecue house. You got to pay $160 to walk in the front door of a barbecue house. Hey, you live at home in your hometown, and you want to go to a barbecue joint in your hometown. You're not going to spend $160 in your hometown. You'd be lucky to spend $80, $90 with tip and drinks. No, a $40 cover charge plus drinks plus tipping. You're not coming out of there with two people for under $120. With four, you're not coming out of there with under $200, $250. You going into the steakhouse, $60 each with your kids, forget about it. You're not taking your kids into the steakhouse. They can go to the buffet. Thank you very much. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's a Norwegian thing. That's what's happening. What can I say? It's wild. Tom Henry saying hi to everybody. Hey, Tom Henry, how are you, buddy? We depart on Amtrak tomorrow evening for Miami, and we board on Norwegian Bliss for Jan 4, going to Southampton. We'll be touring the UK and France while the Bliss is in dry dock, and then we return to the Bliss, departing February 2 back to Miami. And you'll see the before and after effect. But I'm told, Tom, I'm aware that apparently the Bliss will be under construction while you're heading back to Miami. Just be forewarned. I read that today. There will be workers on board the ship, so there will be areas of the ship shut down on the way back to the U.S. Tom, a visit with Viv in the U.K. is in the plans. Viv was a regular TWB fan prior to COVID. Right on. Let us know how that. Take a photo if you can. Robert is in the house. Wow, I made it in here tonight. Thank you. Gold Bagel logo is up, Uncle Bruce. You haven't yet changed the logo for TWB. I will do that right now. Thank you, sir. I can always count on Robert for this. Thank you, Robert, for letting me know. Kirk Brunson's Facebook and YouTube channel. He is in the house. Hi, Bruce. Kirk from New York. I'm back at work, buddy. How are you? Hello from Tom to you. Donnell, my buddy, is here from Ireland. Hi, Bruce, Tom, Kirk, and all. The TWB gang. A bon voyage, Bruce and Jen, to Southern California on Wednesday. And you too, Tom and Cindy. Hope you see Viv during your time in the UK. I am number 6 on the thumbs up meter, by the way. Tom Henry, hi there, Donnell. Actually, Cindy is staying home, and I'm traveling with Chili Falls. Right on. Donnell, okay, Tom. Hence the question. Tom Henry, that $40 is actually less than it has been under the a la carte system, and the dining packages were higher. Moderno, for instance, was roughly $70 with gratuity. It's unbelievable, Tom, that the add-ons are just unbelievable now. How they're piling it up and piling it up. Yet the bookings keep coming in. It truly is something. The demand. I kind of wonder, though, if in the next year we will see a slowdown in cruising, because we are seeing a slowdown elsewhere. We are beginning to see a slowdown in some of the other resort bookings. I'm noticing a lot of advertised deals are showing up all over the place. I'm getting a ton of emails from airlines looking to sell seats, so discounts are coming in on seats. Again, I could be being misled, but I get the impression that maybe we're going to see a bit of a slowdown in this whole thing. Time will tell. Alrighty, there's my first story of the day. Okay, the second story of the day. Well, the second thing I'll mention about cruising is I noticed my one of my favorite ships, the Queen Mary 2. Jennifer and I were on the Queen Mary 2 this past summer. And fall, we went from New York to Southampton, and then we did a 12-day cruise around the British Isles, around Scotland, and Ireland. And then we took the ship back from Hamburg a few months later, back to New York. So we were on that ship for 29 days, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. What we, however, noticed was a decidedly older audience on board the Queen Mary 2. It's an ocean liner. It's not a cruise ship. It's an ocean liner. And there's a lot of loyalty to Cunard from seniors who remember the war years and remember the good old days in the 50s and the 60s when they were children and their parents and grandparents were on Cunard lines. And we noticed, Jen and I, the advanced age of the cruisers, especially on board the cruise around the Scottish Isles. Lots of walkers, scooters, canes, and people assisting people. The story that's come out is for 2 cruises in a row, the gastronomical virus has hit. The poops and scoops virus has inundated the Queen Mary 2, and not only are passengers affected, but crew as well. And back-to-back cruises, they had to report to the CDC and to authorities the higher level of this. Is it the norovirus? I think it's called the norovirus. It's the poop and scoop virus, diarrhea and everything else. And so, yeah, I can see this. I can certainly understand it. Once it breaks out on the Queen Mary 2, the seniors are holding the handrails wherever they go. They're holding onto the doorknob with 2 hands and trying to get in and out. They're if they've got it, they're spreading it, and the crew are powerless to fight it. It has to just run its course, unfortunately. But yeah, my one of my favorite ships, Queen Mary 2, has been inundated with this virus. Unbelievable. Donnell, I wonder if the Norwegian will charge the workers for doing work on the Bliss on the way back to Miami. Tightwads. Well, those construction workers have been contracted by Norwegian to continue to upgrade the ship. I don't believe the steakhouse is going to be open, and I don't think Tapanaki is open either. I think that on the Bliss, both of them are still being renovated on the ship as it is sailing back to New York, because the amount of time in dry dock is only like 2.5, 3 weeks. This isn't even a 2-month dry dock. It's a quickie. It's a quickie in and out. So there'll be a lot of painting done, I think, and a lot of varnish done, and maybe carpet laying being done. Tom, you're going to have to let us know when you get back. Let us know what you see on board that ship. What I'm praying will not happen to you is what happened on the Sun. Wasn't it the Norwegian Sun way back when? I'm curious about all of this. So that's what I'm told. We'll see what's going on. All right. I've got a cruise for you to think about. I came up today. I found a cruise deal I thought was pretty unique, and I thought I'd mention it to you. Let me show you the itinerary of this particular cruise. It leaves from San Francisco this coming February, and it's heading, in this case, it's heading all the way to Sydney, Australia. And it goes into the ocean, stops in Honolulu for a 48-hour stopover, and then down here to Apia and Bay of Islands, Auckland, New Zealand, and eventually to Sydney. Here is the actual itinerary. You can see here it leaves February the 4th of 2025. It's one of those last minuters, but the deal is pretty damn good. It's a 4-day at sea excursion out of San Francisco to Honolulu. You get there Saturday the 9th, and you don't leave until Monday the 10th. Sunday the 9th, sorry. Sunday the 9th arriving, Monday the 10th departing in the evening. And you have a sea day, and you cross the international date line. You end up in Apia, Samoa, on the 17th of February. And then 2 days later, you're in Tonga. And 3 days later, you're in Auckland, New Zealand for 48 hours, and Tauranga, New Zealand, and Bay of Islands, New Zealand for a couple of extra stops. 2 more sea days after that, you end up in Sydney, Australia, Friday, February the 28th. The ship in question is this ship right here. It's the Cunard Queen Anne, the brand new Cunard ship. They just launched her earlier this year. So a brand new cruise ship. I am surprised that there are openings on this ship. Gorgeous interior, of course. It's, of course, a 5.5 star cruise line, so you're going to have the best of the best. Here is a shot of what the pool deck would look like. Here's a shot of the same pool deck closed, completed, and in real life. And so you've got 2 levels here on this pool area, a big screen to watch entertainment, the hot tubs. I mean, nice. Here's a shot of the dining area. Brand new ship heading to Australia. But check this deal. Let me show you this deal. 23 nights departing Feb the 4th. Inside room 2100, ocean view 2300. But look at the balcony $2,400 for a balcony. That includes port charges and taxes. That is a pretty good deal for 23 nights. That is exceptional. This ship here was built in 2024, as you can see here. It's 113,000 tons, 1,058 feet long, 116 feet wide. So this would be very similar to the typical Holland America ships, very similar in size. 2,996 passenger capacity, 1,225 crew. There's only 152 inside cabins. Outside cabins, 878, with verandas, 739, and suites, 115. Tipping is expected. You are expected to tip, but it's $16 a day for a regular cabin, $18 a day for the higher end passengers in the Princess Grill suites and the Queen suites, which is just like the Queen Mary 2. So you're on a first class cruise line, sailing a pretty neat itinerary, I think, and this would be one heck of a cruise. You can see how far it is from San Francisco all the way to Sydney. You get to Sydney, of course, you're going to spend at least a week or two there. I mean, you don't want to just leave. And if you can swing it, you're going to go Sydney, maybe over to Melbourne, down to the island, Tasmania, or you're going to go up the Gold Coast, which is up the eastern coast there, and work your way up towards Perth. It's totally up to you. How much of Australia do you want to get in on top of the cruise itself? 24 days, 2 weeks Australia. That's 14 more. Now it's 37 days. Are you flying back from Sydney all the way to the USA? Easily done. Something to look into. That price of that cruise, though, even with tipping charges and some drinks, that's a very good value for the 23 days of time that you're on board this 5.5-star cruise ship. Not too shabby, I must say. There you go. All right. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to go down memory lane. And I'm curious. I've got a poll question going tonight. It's asking you, how long have you watched my channel? How long have you been here? So far, 20 of you have put in some answers. Thank you for that. 40% of you saying, I've been here since you started 2017. I've been here since the full second year of 2018 and 2019. And 15% of you are saying, I've been here since 2020. But most of you have been here from before 2020, and that is pretty darn good. Thank you all that. Thank you for the thumbs ups. If you can hit the thumbs up button for me and give the show a little promotion, that would be great. 23 thumbs up, so I appreciate you. 28 of you here watching me live, and I know a bunch of you join me on the rerun. So if you're watching the rerun and you see the poll question, please answer it if you can. If you can't, please hit the thumbs up button if you get the chance. And I appreciate you very much for that. I want to thank you again for all the years that you've been here. And I want to show you a couple of photos from way back. I want to kind of go down memory lane with you a little bit, so don't mind me as I kind of look up here. First of all, to my friend in Ireland, Donnell. There he is. That's Donnell and I. Right beside the Queen Mary 2 here in Cork, Ireland. That was this year. And it was a pleasure. Jen and I spent an entire afternoon with Donnell. We had a lovely meal together and shared stories, and it was just so great to finally get together with him. We've been trying to see Donnell for like 3 years, and we couldn't do it because of COVID. And finally, we got together with him, and it was just a pleasure to see him. I want to show you this image here. Now, this might not be very good quality, but if you take a look at the very top of this image here, you will see in blurry type, traveling with Bruce, and there's a description of the channel. What you can't see very well is there are 3 gray boxes just below the little paragraph describing my channel. The first one says 6 uploads, 3 subscribers, no video views. Now, this is from Social Blade. About 4 or 5 days after I started the channel, and Social Blade had not yet registered any views on my channel yet. They're about a week behind before they start to register views. But a little more accurate posting is this photo right here. Let me pop this up right. This is from another division of Social Blade. This was, if you're at the very top, look at the very top here where my finger is right up there. See if I can make this work. Yeah, right there. You see my picture. It says Traveling with Bruce. And there it says uploads, 12 uploads. That means I've created 12 videos. I had 5 subscribers and I had 40 video views. And this was taken, this screenshot was taken on August the 15th, 2017. This was about 5 days after I started my channel. And if you look right here, you'll see it says a C+, which is kind of a gradient of measuring my channel. And then right over here, there are 3 big numbers in green. It says subscriber rank. I was the 16,493,000 largest channel. I was the 15,800th largest video rank channel. And the Social Blade rank was 8.9 million. That's about as low as you can get for the bottom of the heap for being a Social Blade channel. So that's my first ever image of my channel in the earliest days. About 1 year later, this is what it looked like. This was taken on July the 26th, 2018, almost a year later. And at the very top, right up at the top, uploads 361. So in less than a year, I had done 361 shows or videos, recorded and or live shows, 2,429 subscribers, 386,000 video views were now brought in, country of Canada. And then on those 3 green numbers, right, I guess that would be, I guess I got to go this way, right over here, 1.5 million subscriber rank from 15 million. 3 million video view rank from 16 million, and 1.3 million Social Blade rank from 8-something million. So I was moving up the chain, and at the time, the folks at Social Blade were estimating that I was making anywhere from $9 a month to $137 a month. That was the story at that time. So that was July 26, 2018. Now let's go forward another year. This is August 26th, 2019, 2 years into the channel, okay? At the very top, you can tell, you see there's 1,056 uploads. That's how many shows I've done. 31,700 subscribers, 7.5 million views, and the 3 numbers in green, 360,000 subscriber rank when I originally started at 15 millionth, 559,000 video view rank when I had originally started at 16 millionth, and Social Blade rank 243,000 where I used to be at 8.5 million in the first week. So I've moved up a little bit. As far as making money, they estimate I was making 130 to 2,100 a month at that time. They're just wild guesses as to how much money is being made by the channel. Here's one more view. This is August the 1st, 2020. The most recent one that I took advantage of. 1,441 uploads, 57,900 subscribers, 15 million views. And on the bottom there now, they've changed those green numbers around a bit. The Social Blade rank, I moved up to 283,000. Subscriber rank, 306,000, largest channel on YouTube. 272,000 video view rank of all the YouTubers. 4,600 largest Canadian channel, and in the travel rankings I was 3,052. That's what it was in 2020. That was August 1st, 2020. Because of this channel, I've had the pleasure of traveling since 2021 again, and because of not only this channel but my other channel, my YouTube career in general, my stock market channel, I've been able to travel with Jennifer. I've been able to get to New York City and get a hotel room just this past summer with a beautiful balcony with the Empire State Building a couple of blocks away from us. I've been able to hang out with the Beatles in Liverpool. There we are, frozen in time. So that was pretty darn cool. This was our first trip to Liverpool in 2023, and we were just there this summer again on board the Queen Mary 2 for 2024. We traveled to Europe, of course, and Berlin several times. We've been in Berlin in 2022, 2023, and I've been to Berlin a few times prior to this with my daughter. Absolutely fabulous. And this picture right here pretty well encapsulates one of my favorite places on the planet is Zermatt, Switzerland. The country of Switzerland is absolutely unbelievable. That is the Matterhorn mountain there, the most photographed mountain in Europe. This is a town, the center of town for locals. This is where the locals play tennis. The kids ride their bikes and skip and play basketball and whatever else. And there's a couple of apartments and also hotels in this area as well. Absolutely, it's been an absolute pleasure being a YouTuber with all the work that I've done. And there was a lot of work done over the years. I just want to, yeah, I've got one more photo for you, just one more here. This is my studio, the original studio that I worked from back in the day when I was in Creston. And you can see the sign that's behind me now, right there. There it is, right there, with all the original postcards that you folks, many of you folks sent me. I still have these. I have not thrown any away. But I was on a dining chair with a couple of pillows on it because I'd be on the air for an hour or two at a time, and my butt would hurt if I didn't do that. And I had a banker's box to put my computer on so that the camera was at a high enough level. I now have an electronic table that I can do this with now, so I don't need to have a banker's box anymore. And of course, all the cords and cables and everything else. And you can just see the edge of the ring lamp that's there on the top corner of the channel. And this was the first, the first 4 years of YouTubing was out of Creston, British Columbia. Also, this is another area we've been able to travel to. Jen and I were in Amsterdam in, I believe, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. We were staying at that hotel, that building with all the flags on it up there. That is the Amrath Hotel that we stayed in, and we were on the very far corner, on the second highest floor. It was unbelievable. This was a picture from a museum that we happened to be at, a naval museum, of course, Amsterdam. And I took a picture back to the hotel that we were staying at, and that was a phenomenal place to stay. This channel has really given us such tremendous opportunities to travel again. When we started this, when I started YouTubing, we were not very well off financially. We were getting by, and we were kind of making a few bucks here and there, and pension money was starting to come in. But it was COVID that changed everything. COVID completely changed everything. But up until COVID, this channel began to generate enough revenue so that we were making a living. And with Jennifer's pension coming in at that time, she took early pension, that helped. And of course, we were planning group cruises for 2020, 2021. And all that got blown away. And it changed everything. It changed the trajectory of my YouTube career, because now I created another channel called Stock Markets with Bruce. And everyone was locked up at home, couldn't go anywhere. And I started talking about the stock market on the other channel, and that channel absolutely exploded, and it has made far more money for us than this channel ever did. And of course, you got to go where the grass is greenest. And of course, to this day, we live off the stock market channel without question. But this channel is a near and dear place in my heart, because of all of you out there who followed me now for 7-8 years. I really shouldn't be doing anything on this channel. This channel makes no money. I make about, I think YouTube pays me about $2 a day for all the videos I've ever made that still get watched from time to time on residuals on this channel. That's all this channel generates. It's about $50, $60 a month. I really shouldn't be on here, but I just have a soft spot for all of you, all these wonderful memories, and the hope that we can travel more often in the future. And I just started talking to Jen the other day. I started dropping little hints saying, hey, what about this? How about a trip that might start later this summer where we go to Europe and we go right to Scotland and spend the latter part of August in Scotland when there's still warm weather up there. And then we work our way over to Amsterdam again, spend a week in Amsterdam, and we catch a river cruise from Amsterdam. You remember last week's show? I was talking about river cruising. We start in Amsterdam. We work our way down for like 2 weeks, 16 days, all the way to Budapest with all these stops along the way. I can make video after video after video for this channel. And from Budapest, we'll spend some time there, spend some time in Vienna, then head down to Italy and spend some time in Rome, Florence, the Amalfi Coast, video after video after video. And end up perhaps in Switzerland for a little bit because we kind of like it there. And then we'll catch a plane. We'll catch a plane from maybe Geneva or Zurich to Dubai and spend 3-4 days in Dubai, which I'd like to see. And catch a plane from Dubai and fly over to Tokyo. Spend a month in Japan for the Japanese autumn. So we're talking October-ish, and we'll start in the northern part of Japan, go to the southern part of Japan. Fly from Japan to Singapore and a little Malaysia perhaps, and then Bali, and do a week or so in Bali, and then land in Australia and begin our 6-week holiday in Australia, which would be like December to January, and work our way to New Zealand for January, February, and then from New Zealand head to Los Angeles, back to the Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage area for the balance of our winter vacation, and return to Calgary June of 2026. So it would be an around the world trip from Calgary around the world to California, back to Calgary over a 10-month time frame, while still doing this and my other channel as much as we can around the world. And there may be cruises spliced in there, a river cruise for sure for Europe, perhaps a Mediterranean cruise, I don't know for sure, perhaps a cruise from Japan down to Singapore, perhaps a cruise from Singapore to Australia, perhaps a cruise from Australia to New Zealand. Any and all of those, and any combination could happen with flights and whatever. I've said to Jennifer, we wouldn't pre-book anything except for our flight out of here to the UK and work our way up to Scotland. And then we would book a river cruise out of Amsterdam, and we would be committed to that. And after that, we just decide where and for how long and where are we going next. And so far, she hasn't said no. She has said, we're going to have to buy international health insurance because we're going to be gone so long out of Canada that we won't have insurance back here when we get back here because we'll be out of Canada too long at a time to do this. And I said, yes, but international insurance is readily available and the healthcare around the world is exceptional. We'll make sure to visit countries that have exceptional healthcare that we can take advantage of. So far, no other complaints, no other comments. Well, you never know. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted, and we'll see what might be going on. Anyway, that is the story that I've been sort of mentioning to her now and saying, this could be the grand trip, the one big fireworks show trip of trips, an around the world odyssey vacation that lasts 10 months from beginning to end. And what I would do to sell this deal for Jen is to get tickets for Jen Jr. to meet us along the way. So if we can meet her, let's say we were going to do a Mediterranean cruise, maybe have her come over and join us on a Mediterranean cruise. We'll have only not seen her for a couple of months. Perhaps we could get her to fly to Tokyo from Calgary. There are direct flights from Calgary to Tokyo. We'll have her fly that direction. Meet us in Japan for 4 or 5 days or a week. Perhaps instead of that, we have her fly to Sydney, Australia, and we catch up with her there for a week or two. We'll be with her for a week, and then you go off with your boyfriend for a week. You're on your own. Enjoy yourself. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what bribes I need to come up with to pull this off. But the stock market channel has to pay for it. So there you go. That's all I can say about all that. We'll see what's going on. Sylvia is in the house, number 24. Happy New Year, TWB family. Tom Henry, hi, Tom. I was watching when Robert Brandt and the twins were on TWB, and then all of a sudden the Brandts went poof, laugh out loud. Do you remember that? Double D, Frankfurt is very nice to visit also. Sure it is. Donnell, hi, Sylvia. Hope all's well with you. Kimberly is here. Hey, Bruce, 27 days till Princess Sky, Western Caribbean. I'm from upstate New York. Thank you, Kimberly, for saying hi to me. Sylvia Donnell, hi there. I thought Tom was here. He must have left. He was around. Sylvia Donnell, I'm well. How are you doing, Donnell? You could be right, Sylvia. He may have taken off already. Stephen Butler is here, number 26. I turned in late, but I've tuned in, but I'm here. Donnell, not too bad, Sylvia. I'm doing well, but my car has been giving me grief recently, and an old friend died recently, and I have to go to his funeral still. Happy 25 to you and everyone here. Health is the most important thing. Mr. B is here. You the guy that does the stocks. I try to be the guy. Robert, Happy New Year all. Sylvia, Donnell, I'm sorry to hear about your friend. May they rest in peace. Cars are another issue. Laugh at all. It's always something. Happy 25. Donnell, I couldn't go to that funeral because of the car. Yep, it's always something for sure. Sylvia, it's he. My phone doesn't show the whole chat. Maybe may he rest in peace. And Donnell, thank you, Sylvia. All the best to all of you who are here today, watching live or on rerun. Tom Henry is here saying hi, Sylvia. Thank you all for being here, and please have good health this year. We have lost a few friends along the road here on this channel. Mr. Forrest, who designed these logos of mine, left us. What is it, about 5 years ago? I was still in Creston when he passed. I think that was 2020-ish, 2021-ish, and he passed on us. And we've had a few other people leave us. And on my other channel, I've had contact from families who have mentioned to me that viewers who were loyal viewers they passed. It just hurts. It hurts, but life goes on, and you just keep forging ahead and keep doing the best you can do. Larry Blake, have a happy New Year, everybody, and TW family. Donnell, Jack Wise comes to mind. There you go. I was just thinking about Jack Wise from Texas, a battler till the end, a fighter, and he got on cruise ships towards the end. I was so proud of him. Sylvia, Tom Henry, hi there from Sylvia. You got to keep on going, and you get everything out of life you can get. Everything it gives you, you take it, and you go, and take care of yourselves. My iPad needed charging, so I was just listening from across the room, and I heard my name. There you go, Tom Henry. Love that shirt you got on there, buddy. Donnell, love your shirt that you got on there, too. Rock and roll, guys. Thank you so much. These are all designs from Sylvan Forrest, who was my logo designer for tons of these. Fantastic. I miss him. But I still have him. He's right here. I got him. He's right here. Thank you all for being with me since 2017. I look forward to 2025. I hope you'll join me again. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. Thanks for taking the poll question quiz today, if you were able to find it. I've been watching TWB since 2017. 38% of you have said I've been here since that long. 25% since 2018, 25% since 2019, and 12% since 2020 to now. Awesome stuff, man. I love it. Thank you again for finding the thumbs up button and giving the channel a little bit of a boost. If you're watching on the rerun, please hit the thumbs up for us. We do appreciate you, and thank you all very much. We'll see you next week in 2025 from Rancho Mirage, California. Let's make a date and get together then. I would love to see you all. Robert, I'll see you tomorrow morning, Uncle Bruce, on the Stock Markets with Bruce channel. That'll be my last show from here as well for the year. That's the year-end show down there. Donnell, nice end of the year show, Bruce. Have a great week in the year. Thank you, all of you. Hope you enjoyed the show and the topics and the walk down memory lane. Have a great New Year's Eve celebration, and don't overdo it, but do enough, but not too much. And we'll see you all here next week from California. And I look forward to spending another year with you all. Thank you all so much, and the best to you from Jennifer and I from Calgary. Bye for now.